Okay, good evening guys. Welcome to this little episode on 3 moving mean and 5 moving mean smoothing. So here we've got temperatures from a question on days 1 to 10, and what we're going to look to do, the question wants us to use 3 and 5 mean smoothing on the temperature data. Alright, so first off, looking at 3 mean smoothing, what we want to do is take, so mean being an average, we know how to find an average hopefully. We want to take the first 3 sets of data, highlight that a little more clearly. So we want to take those 3 right there and find the mean of them. Okay, so we've got, so this is going to be centered on day 2. So we'll just put day 2 here so we know what we're working with. And we're going to do 24 plus 27 plus 28 and divide all of that by 3 to come up with our mean. Okay, we get 26.3 recurring. After that, next thing we do is we move across one. Okay, moving across, that red there, 3 across from there. So this time we're centered on day 3, and we do the same thing. Day 3, so mean is going to be equal to 27, 28 and 40. So the sum of those, 27 plus 28 plus 40, divide those by 3, 27 plus 28 plus 40 gives us 31.6 repeating, so that'll round to 31.7. And again, we go again. Move across to 28. So this one will be centered on day 4. 28 to day 5's 22. So centered on day 4, we get 28 plus 40 plus 22. Divide that by 3. And we get exactly 30 for day 4's. Okay. So we continue doing that the whole way across. So I've got some prepared earlier here. So we get 28.3 when we work out day 5's. 22.3, 22, 22.7, and 24. Okay. Now we can't fill in either of these end two, because if we look at it and we need 3 numbers to smooth this, we've got 25, 26, but there's no value for day 11, so we can't do day 10 and day 1 likewise. Okay, so that's our 3 moving mean. Our, I want to highlight there so we don't. Our 5 moving mean, same thing, but we're going to use 5 numbers, and it's going to center on the middle one. Okay. So that means we take our first 5 days and center it on the middle one. So if we look at it to start with, let's pick a bright colour for this one. So we're going to look at starting here, the first day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ending on the 5th day, who would have guessed? Okay, and our middle value is the 3rd day. Okay, so that means, like in the 3 moving mean, we don't have every day with a value under it. So that is going to miss out. And day 2 is going to miss out as well. We're going to start this one right there at day 3. All right, so those first 5 days, 24 plus 27 plus 28 plus 40 plus 22. Okay, all of that divided by 5. So call this, label it as day 3. That gives us 28.2. Okay, so 5 numbers, and we keep moving across one each time. Okay, I'll go to the end so that we can sort of get a clearer shot of that again and do another example. So again, if we're at the end here, we go, that's one number, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across to 6. Okay, so this is centered on the 8th day, which means day 9 and day 10 are not going to have any values because we don't have enough numbers to the right of 9 or 10 to create a 5 moving mean. So let's have a look at day 8. And we'll see that we've got 23, 22, 21, 23, 22, 21, plus 25 and 26. Divide all that by 5. That all equals 23.4. Okay, and that's how we work out the 5 moving mean. Now I've got some answers here prepped earlier, so we don't take an hour to get through everything. Hopefully the run through of that is okay. So 28.2, then 28, 27, 25.6, 22.6. Okay, and that is how we use the 3 moving mean and 5 moving mean to smooth temperature data there. And in just a moment, we'll work through showing the 3 plots on the CAS and what we see from that. All right, welcome back. So continuing on with our 3 and 5 moving means, we calculated all of our data earlier, and then the question asks us to show the 3 plots on the CAS and comment. So on our CAS, it's a bit tedious, to be honest with you. Maybe there's easier ways, but just quickly, I haven't found them. So on the Casio, you can see we've got our first set of data, days 1 to 10, and the non-smooth data points. After that, I've put in the next days that are available. So for the 3 moving mean, we started at day 2, which is just here. And then we went through to day 9, okay, down the bottom here. And I've matched those up with our 3 moving mean values as we go across. Okay, again, moving across a little more. The 5 moving mean, we start in at day 3. We finish at day 8 down here. And we've got all the values from 28.2 through to 23.4. Okay, now the reason that I've put in 3 separate values for the days is if I just tried to match, say, our 3 moving mean here, this data up, if I tried to match 26.3 up with day 2, okay, so I'd need a gap here up at day 1, I'll go across a few rows and show you what happens there. So if I go right, let's call this, let's just call this TT, whatever, doesn't matter. If I leave that blank, move down a row, and say I want to put in 27.5, it'll accept the 27.5, no worries at all, but this becomes undefined, okay? And our CAS can't graph that, all right? So that's why I've had to put in these extra values for each of the days. All right, I'm going to get rid of that now. Doesn't mess with me, and actually shouldn't. What am I looking for again? Get rid of that list variable. Okay, all good. So let's just get a resize, get rid of my keyboard, move back over this way. So we're going to graph all three of these now on the one time series graph. So our raw data. Now, I haven't labeled them very well. So days, that's the temperatures. This is an example where it can be important to label each of your columns. That's our days again. So that's list 3 is going to be plotted against the number 3. So I've just put that in there to designate the 3 moving mean. And if I go across a couple more, list 5 is going to be plotted against our 5 moving mean. So list 5 is the days, and that is our 5 moving mean figures. All right, so I know that there's 1 and 2, 3 and 3, and 5 and 5, just for my own sake. So the first thing I need to do is set my graphs up. So we're going to do XY lines. Usually CAS starts on scatter. Move it down to XY line. The first one we're doing is list 1 and 2, but I'm going to set several graphs up here. So I'm going to go across to the number 2 tab at the top there. I'm going to turn draw on, and we want another XY line. This time, as I mentioned a moment ago, list 3 is my x-axis, so the days, the time is our x-axis, and scroll down to the number, the word 3 for our 3 moving mean. Do that one, and then move across to the tab 3 at the top there, and put those both on list 5 and the word 5 for 5 moving mean. As I said before, draw is on. I need to change that to XY line, set that, and graph it. Okay, now I'm going to resize that a bit, get a good look at it. So you can see clearly that as we've smoothed, so we've got the raw data in blue, the 3 moving mean in red, and the 5 moving mean in green. So what we can comment on is that the average shows, so the average being the 3 and 5 moving means, so the red and green graphs, the smooth plots vary relatively slowly when compared to the maximum temperature plot. So you can see the maximum temperature plot on different days, so from here to here and here to here, actually varies significantly. Outside of those two, it shows a fairly gradual up and down, but that's why a mean in the terms of 3 and 5 moving mean can be a good indicator of what's actually happening across a time period. All right, so that's a quick look at using a CAS to graph 3 and 5 moving means on the same plot. Cheers guys, see you next time. If you like it, you know what to do. Subscribe, tell your friends, get your mum to subscribe, and give it a thumbs up. Cheers gang.